There's this old fairy tale. You heard the story of the snake, snake who finally shed his skin? Sorry, snake who shed his skin for good? You heard that one? It's about a snake. So it's a well-titled story. And the snake is an evil snake because all snakes are evil. So but the thing about snake is that snake actually enjoys evil. He goes around and steals eggs and seeds, and he does all the worst stuff. And all the animals in the creature kingdom, they're all watching out for him. They're all afraid of him, not because they think he's going to kill them, but because they know he's going to steal stuff. So whenever they would see the little trail in the grass or on the dirt, they would always go check their belongings because they knew that Snake was somewhere nearby. And Snake loved stealing, so he just enjoyed being evil. So one day Snake was out in the grasslands, and he was hiding behind a log because he was trying to find something he could steal. And he hears some voices of some creatures going by. It turns out that they're mongooses. Mongooses, if you don't know, those are the natural enemies of snakes. Snakes are the natural enemies of mongooses. So he's hiding behind a log, and he hears them talking. And one of the mongooses is a teacher. It turns out they're students at the local mongoose school. And they're asking this question: is evil something that you are, or is evil something that you do? And that's something for you to ponder at some point in your life. And so they ask. One of the students is saying, well, it's something that you are. And they said, for example, Snake. Snake is just evil through and through. There's nothing that can be done to redeem him. So then the teacher asks the question, well, is there any way that, even just theoretically, that he couldn't be evil? What if he stopped doing evil? Would he still be evil? And they were like, yeah, but he couldn't stop doing evil. So he presses the question, but what if he did stop doing evil? Would he then be evil? And someone said, I don't know. It's just unimaginable. And so the teacher says, if Snake stops doing evil, then Snake stops being evil. If Snake starts doing good, then Snake starts being good. And they thought, huh. So this, as the story goes, that kind of got into the snake's head because it had never occurred to him before he could be good. Since the day he was born, he always heard about how evil he was. So he was just kind of doing what he thought was his nature, what was expected of him. So then he thought, I want to find out, is it possible for me to change? Because up until that point, he used to always promise people, I'm going to change, I'm going to change. He would shed his skin and say, look, I'm new again. But every time he shed his skin, he went back to being who he was. So the next day, he goes and he breaks into the school, the mongoose school, and he wants to go meet this teacher. And he ends up coming across the teacher finally, and the mongooses find out that he's nearby because they see the slithering in the grass and the dirt. And finally, he's able to find the teacher. And he asks the teacher, is it true that I can actually shed my skin? And then all the mongooses, they rush in there, and they're gonna throw him out of the school and beat him up. And then the mongoose teacher stops them and says, no, don't throw him out. He's here to learn. And they're like, yeah, but he can't learn. He's Snake. He can never be different. And so the mongoose points it out and says to one of the other mongooses, remember when you first came here? You were my worst student, weren't you? He's like, yeah, well, you changed. You stopped doing the things that made you a terrible student, and you started doing the things that made you a good student. And he kind of goes one by one with the mongooses, reminding them about who they used to be. And he reminds them that who you used to be is only that. It's only who you used to be. It's not who you presently are, and it certainly, hopefully, isn't who you're going to be in the future. And so he points out and says, if Snake changes, if he actually does shed his skin for good, then he'll actually be good from now on. He'll be a good person or a good snake with a bad past. And so Snake is kind of motivated by this because it never occurred to him he could be more. And so later on in the story, he actually does shed his skin. He becomes a teacher at the school, and the students there like him because even though they're all mongooses and he's a snake, he's able to show this, kind of live out this transition from being one thing to the other. So in the story, the teacher asks the mongooses, how many chances did you deserve? How many chances did you deserve? How many chances do you deserve? And the answer to the question seems to be, as many as you're necessary. How many chances do you need? As many as you need. If, in fact, you're getting better. Because the story does point out, Snake is not perfect after that. He does do some stupid stuff. He does stumble again. But overall, in the long run, he becomes good. He's way better than when he started. Imagine if today you have an F in my class and you say, Scanlon, how can I be better? I stop you and go, I'm not letting you. No late work, nothing. You're done. What are you ever going to be except for what you presently are? What's my goal in this class? Is my goal in this class to help you get better or to help you become what you want to become? Well, then how many chances do you need? How many chances do you deserve? Probably none. But how many chances should you get? As many as you need, if you're actually going in the right direction. Some of you guys, you're already in the right direction. You don't need another chance. Some of you guys need 10 chances. Some of you guys need 1 chance. If any of you guys are like me, you need like 150 to 200 chances. But if you're actually going to get there, I don't know. That's why it's a hard question to answer. How much do we forgive a person? Because if the goal of our forgiveness is to help people become better, I don't know. I'd hate to think that I'm the person who shut them off right where they are and guarantee that they would never be more than what they presently are. I don't know. It's like one of the reasons I hate grading stuff in this class, because for you guys, whether or not you guys get to go to college or not is heavily dependent on the grade you get in this class. This is one of those core classes. I'd hate to think I kept any of you out of Harvard. I'd hate to think I kept any of you out of a dream school. And I know people will say, Scanlon, you didn't keep anybody out of anywhere. You give them opportunities and they choose to do it or not. Yeah, but I still feel guilty when you do badly. Because from my perspective, I know what that means in the long run. Even if you don't, I know what it means in the long run. And so, I don't know. How many chances do we give someone? How many times do we forgive a person? How many chances should we give them? Maybe as many as they need. And what I mean is that there's a goal in mind. If the goal is to become better, and if you're becoming better, maybe as many as you need to get pushed into that direction. Some people don't want to be better. For a long time, Snake didn't want to shed his skin. And so how many chances should he have gotten? Probably none, until he made the decision to shed his skin for good. And then maybe as many as he needed.